Learning to Reflect is a blended learning module designed by Tom Worthington. These are the notes for the Semester 2, 2019, Work Portfolio Package at the Australian National University, Computer Science Tech Launcher Program. In this first of two parts, you will investigate what you need to learn for your project, and long-term for your career. The aim is to prepare you to be a professional in your field, which includes the ability to take responsibility for your future professional development. Learning goals. In a group project, you are undertaking one or more roles as a team member. This requires technical and professional skills. What skills will you need, which you do not already have? Where will you obtain these skills? Co-curricular programs. Part of being a professional is assessing if you have the skills needed for a job, and going about gaining skills needed. This is commonly called lifelong learning. Development relevant to maintaining and expanding skills in a specific job or discipline is professional development. The European Commission (EC) defines lifelong learning as all general education, vocational education and training, non-formal learning and informal learning undertaken throughout life, resulting in an improvement in knowledge, skills and competences or participation in society within a personal, civic, cultural, social and/or employment-related perspective, including the provision of counseling and guidance services. From Annex 3, Glossary of Terms, page 324, Erasmus Plus Program Guide, European Commission, 2019. The Australian Computer Society (ACS) uses a narrower range of topics for its Continuing Professional Development (CPD) program. CPD hours should be balanced and tailored to your career path, taking into consideration competencies to date and future interests. Some examples include formal study, completing subjects from Australian Computer Society education programs, university, TAFE and other providers. Learning activities, undertaking structured training, short courses. ICT forums, attending Australian Computer Society branch forums, special interest groups, industry conferences. Self-directed learning, reading industry journals or blogs, reviewing online resources. Contribute to the ICT profession, volunteering with Australian Computer Society working groups and branch executive committees, presenting conference papers, academic research, from Pathways to Certification, Australian Computer Society, 2016. As well as formal coursework, universities offer a range of co-curricular activities for students. Co-curricular, adjective, North American. Of an activity at a school or college, pursued in addition to the normal course of study, from Definition of co-curricular in English, English Oxford Living Dictionaries, Oxford University Press, 2019. Some co-curricular activities offered through ANU Student Experience are ANU Plus, a program that formally recognizes your experience and contribution achieved through volunteering. GULP, the Global Undergraduate Leaders Program. ANU Learning Communities. 5 student-led organizations for areas of common interest, creative arts, cultures, global challenges, history, and sustainability. Set 4 ANU Program, volunteer program to support new students, including mentoring. Student Research Conference. A student-led conference for undergraduate, honors and masters by coursework ANU students from all disciplines. Undergraduate Research Journal. Publishes essays by ANU undergraduates. Students gain experience in the scholarly publication process of peer review and editing. Universities offer programs for students to gain skills as entrepreneurs. ANU sponsors First Wednesday Connect and Innovation Act. Universities also offer free online courses. The ANU offers courses through the EDX Consortium. Topics include technology management and marketing. STAR-L approach to learning. ANU Careers suggests using the STAR approach for responding to selection criteria. Cockburn, Carver, Shirley, and Davies p. 71, 2007, discussed an expanded STAR-L approach used at Queensland University of Technology, QUT. Situation, task, action, result, and lessons learnt. Situation. The situation is the context in which the experience occurred. The task is what was actually required of you in the situation. Action refers to the steps that you personally took in response to the task. Result refers to the outcome of your actions. How did your actions contribute to the completion of the task? How did your actions affect the final outcome of the situation? Learned refers to the things you have learned from the experience. Highlight any skills or abilities that you have developed or improved as a result of the experience. From Cockburn, Carver, Shirley, and Davies, p. 71, 2007. You will be asked to apply *L in developing your WPP. Responding to selection criteria. In the first assignment, you are required to prepare a statement addressing the selection criteria for a typical position. You will then refine this in the final assignment. ANU Careers defines selection criteria as the qualifications, skills, personal attributes and performance standards needed to perform the duties listed on the duty statement, position description. For computing positions, the selection criteria are usually explicitly listed. They may be divided into categories, such as essential and desirable. Your response to selection criteria may duplicate information provided in the CV. The Australian Public Service Commission (APSC) examples of selection criteria. Demonstrated capacity to communicate effectively, good organisational and administrative skills, proven ability to work as part of a team, well-developed customer service skills, and proven ability to manage projects. From Applying for an APS Job, Cracking the Code, Australian Public Service Commission, 2018. An example of using STAR to the first of these criteria: communication. Situation: role as Research Support Officer at Department of XYZ. Task: needed to ensure that managers were kept informed of policies and procedures. Action or approach: initiated monthly newsletter, which was emailed to each manager. Took responsibility for writing the main articles. This involved obtaining ideas and input from other stakeholders to ensure that the articles reflected managers' needs in terms of content and language. Result: led to improved lines of communication between managers and the research support unit. Feedback was consistently excellent. Received Divisional Achievement Award for Newsletter Quality. From Applying for an APS Job, Cracking the Code, Australian Public Service Commission, 2018. The APSC did not use the expanded *L. Adding learning to this might give, for example, learning, while experienced in the preparation of newsletter content, needed to learn the use of the department's Wizard social media tool. This required not only learning technical aspects, but group online working. As included in the WPP. As Research Support Officer at the XYZ Bank, I needed to ensure that managers were kept informed of policies and procedures. To do this, I initiated a monthly newsletter, which was emailed to each manager. I took responsibility for writing the main articles in each publication. This involved obtaining ideas and input from other stakeholders to ensure that the articles reflected the needs of managers, both in terms of content and language. I received consistently excellent feedback in relation to the newsletter from these internal stakeholders and my own manager. I received a Divisional Achievement Award for the quality of the newsletter. Importantly, this initiative resulted in improved lines of communication between managers and the research support unit. From Applying for an APS Job, Cracking the Code, Australian Public Service Commission, 2018. Communication skills, teamwork and interpersonal skills are the top 3 criteria assessed by Australian employers, as reported in the AAGE Employer Survey, page 48, 2019. ANU Careers categorise selection criteria into general questions, for example, outline your relevant postgraduate qualifications, provide more details, and highlight what is most relevant from your CV. Behaviourally based questions, for example, proven teamwork, leadership skills. As discussed previously, ANU Careers use the STAR approach for responding to selection criteria. ANU Careers can provide help with answering selection criteria and examples of answers. The expanded *L, with learnt added, is used here, as planning your own learning is part of being a professional. In the second assignment, you will be required to document what you have learned from co-curricular activities. Self-directed learning. The National Academies of Sciences, Engineering, and Medicine distinguish between self-directed, required, and informal, formal learning. Self-directed, autonomous development in an informal environment. Keeping up to date on industry news and events by reading relevant publications. Self-directed, autonomous development in a formal environment. Taking an online course outside of the workplace to expand relevant knowledge base. Required, mandated development in an informal environment. Receiving mentoring by a more experienced colleague to learn a job-required skill. Required, mandated development in a formal environment. Participating in annual employment-wide training to adhere to human resources policies at work, from How People Learn to Learners, Contexts, and Cultures, page 201, National Academies of Sciences, Engineering, and Medicine, 2018. These different categories of learning may prove useful in deciding what you need at different times in your career. Suggested readings. Identifying Your Skills, Interests and Values, ANU Careers, 2018. Selection Criteria, ANU Careers, 2018. Learning Activities and Environments, pages 200 and 201, How People Learn to Learners, Contexts, and Cultures, page 201, National Academies of Sciences, Engineering, and Medicine, 2018. Quiz. Complete online quiz 1 now. Questions. Answer one of questions in Forum 1 now. Then reply to an answer from a fellow student and rate 3. Question 1. Describe an example from your own experience in terms of star L. Situation, task, action, result, and lessons learnt. Question 2. Report progress on achieving learning goals you set previously. What have you started? What is going well? What has proved to not be appropriate and why? What categories of learning, self-directed, required, and informal, formal learning, did you attempt? Assignment. Start work on Assignment 1 now. Bring your draft to Workshop 1, along with your forum posts, and be prepared to discuss your work. Reference. Tina Cockburn, Tracy Carver, Melinda Shirley, Iyla Davies, using ePortfolio to enable equity students to reflect on and document their skill development, 15 Waikato L Revision 64, 2007. This presentation contains images that were used under a Creative Commons license. See the accompanying website for a full list of images and attributions.